take a seat, everybody. We wanted to welcome you guys to today's white coat ceremony. If you haven't seen, it's not January, and we apologize for that. It is very much the middle of May. End of May, middle of May, and we're hoping that everything goes smoothly other than thinking it's the middle of January. I just wanted to welcome you all here today, and I just wanted to speak to you guys first. I am just so pleased to be up here talking to you all. I think it is a huge achievement to be here for your white coat ceremony. It is not without effort and time and a lot of grinding to get to this point. So congratulations to all of you guys for making it to this point. So what we're going to do with our white coat ceremony today is we'll start by having Dr. Paul Stoneman come and share some few words about this cohort, and then we'll turn it over to Chris Nicholson, who will come over and share his words as a student in the cohort, and then we will go through the ceremony of giving everybody their white coats. So we'll have Dr. Paul Stoneman come up. I've been asked to give you a Diet Coke to make sure you're as comfortable as you can be.
Just so I'll make it through the ceremony. Oh, Jason, make sure you get photos. There you go. That is how you know you drink too much Diet Coke. Yeah. Okay. Well, it is nice to be here, and it's nice to be here. Got to give thanks to Dr. Megan Kisner, who is without a doubt impossible to say no to, in case you didn't figure that out in your last class. But I do appreciate it, and the talk is symbolism of the white coat, but I'll get that over within a sentence or two. Because I thought the white coat thing was like way back, but no, it's, in fact, a lot of you probably weren't born. This was 1993, which is kind of way back. And at least according to AI, which none of my talk except this little thing is AI, but it came from Columbia, which Dr. Wilkinson is alumni, right? Yeah, so, and it was a reaction against evidence-based practice and for humanism in patient care. So, sorry, Dr. Lau. But it was a reaction that they felt that it was becoming too focused on the science and not as much on the people. So the rest of my talk will be focused on the people, because that's where you're going now, is to go treat people and work with real people, not each other in lab reading your case off of a little card like we did in my class. So one thing I would suggest, and I'll say, I was in the Army for a long time, but one thing that I took away that really I'd like to pass on is the concept of lessons learned. And as you go out, it's an almost universal thing in the military. It's ingrained and it comes natural. I want you to take it as well. Or you can use Dr. Santillo's approach of assess, treat, reassess. It's kind of the same thing. You're reassessing. So whether it's formal or informal, as you go out and start treating patients, at the end of the day, take a minute and think about the lessons you learned that day. Every patient is a lesson or a potential lesson if you pay attention and listen and then think about it. And really, that makes your clinicals so valuable. Do your best, but don't expect perfection in the beginning. And work with, if you're patient-centered, those patients will help you. You will learn from them as much as you're helping them. So do your best. Learn from your mistakes as well as the things that you are going to do very well. Give yourself some grace. Give others around you some grace too. And the more you give, the more you will receive. Here's one lesson, so can't let you go quite yet without trying to teach something. But as a PT student, this was a long time ago, I went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma on my first clinical. Anybody from Oklahoma or been to Fort Sill? Good. From or no Fort Sill? Oh, well then you'll be okay, yeah. All right. So Fort Sill is southwest Oklahoma, not exactly the garden spot. The home of field artillery where windows shake randomly at all hours. So that was my clinical, and it was great. It's a clinical. But I went, and yeah, it is the home of the field artillery and basic training. So there's a never-ending number of patients to treat with orthopedic things, and I gained so much experience. So then, finish clinicals, go back, pass the comprehensives, and get commissioned. And somewhere in there, they asked us, they said, oh, here are the openings we're projecting for you new lieutenants. And one of them was Fort Sill. And immediately, every person in my class said, you're going to go to Fort Sill, right? And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was thinking maybe Fort Lewis, Seattle, Tacoma. That sounds pretty good. But I did put Fort Sill on my list. It was like number 3 of 3. But I put it, and because I knew if I put it, I was going to get it, because nobody else wanted it. And I went there, and it was such a great experience. I had great mentors. The clinical practice was outstanding. I saw more weird stuff in that still, I probably used some examples or stories in your class of things I saw there. So I would encourage you, please stay open. Please keep learning and changing. Some of the people I met there were amazing. Our neighbors that we lived near, one of them was, the guy across the street was laid on the frozen ground in the Ardennes in Battle of the Bulge. I mean, lessons you just can't get any other way. So I'd say stay open, learn, change, and wherever you end up, it won't be Fort Sill, but I would say, I did struggle a bit with what to say today, and my disclaimer is I said no AI, but I did plagiarize quite a bit. But it's song lyrics. So, so I'm just saying you might recognize some things, and that's okay. I think music has a profound influence on people. That combination of the poetry and the sound, I think, does something to your head. In fact, Daniel Levitin, who's a brilliant neuroscientist, did scans of Sting, the musician, of his brain, and what does music do to people? And it's a lot like human touch, which you all are familiar with, right? It's powerful. And so I decided to use some lyrics. So every one of you, every one of us, has good times, bad times, and you will have your share. Remember, it'll get better in a little while, because a cloudburst doesn't last all day. All things may pass. And when the days and nights get hard, remember that you will get by with a little help from your friends. And you have a lot of friends. You can work it out and feel stronger every day. So this has never been done that I'm aware of, but I'm going to slip over here for a second. And then I'll explain. I'll come back and talk again for just like this much. now my mouth is really dry. So, you got to have a lesson, right? So, I played two different guitars, very similar wood, pretty similar size, same strings, both made by the same man, okay? I even played the same notes and chords for the most part. I mean, a couple of little things were a little different. But I think you would agree, at least to me, they sounded different. There was some familiarity, but they were different, right? Well, that's because both the guitars are tuned differently, okay? Which gives the chords, gives us just a different feel, a different sound. Well, each of us is tuned differently, right? Not wrong, just different. And we can sometimes get out of tune. Fortunately, they were staying in tune. And we can get in tune. We share strengths. We learn to overcome weaknesses with each other. So, last thing, make the best music you can with the instruments you have, okay? Share with others. Though you have mountains to climb, always stay humble and kind. Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody. We made it. This has been a really long time coming. We've been here a full year and 9 months, not to mention all the other classwork and school time that you've done before coming here. It has all culminated to this, our white coat ceremony. And today is the day that we get to celebrate everything that we've accomplished. I'm sure many of you can remember your first week here, when we had orientation and some classes where we got to figure out what it's like being an RMU student. I can remember who I met first and what was said. I'm sure many of you can too. We were all super nervous and anxious for what was to come. We were all meeting each other for the first time, and a lot of us getting to know this new place. For me, I can remember being in line to get our ID pictures taken. I was looking around, trying to make eye contact with someone I recognized. I couldn't. I didn't know anyone. Then I get a tap on my shoulder. Someone says, "Hey man, I think we're in the same program." I turn around and see Connor's smiling face. And just like that, I'd made my first Utah friend. It was comforting in the chaos that I knew was to come. Then we moved on to the orientation part. We got to meet all the professors and get to hear a little bit about what we were signed up for. I can distinctly remember Dr. Crossley. He's a taller guy, bald-headed, no-nonsense professor. He also teaches our cadaver lab. And from what I can remember, he said, "Buckle up, because tomorrow we start the gluteal region." Oh, and we did. We learned all there is to learn about the gluteal region and every other region there is in the body. It sure feels like a long time ago, but at the same time, it could have been in a blink of an eye. I feel like this just shows how much we've been through together. We've been through tough exams, and I mean tough is an understatement. Nerve-wracking practicals where you wait outside the room just hoping you get the case you want. And of course, countless assignments that just keep going on and on and on. However, there's only been one thing that has stayed constant this whole time. And that one thing is Sammy's hair. Sammy's gone this whole time of PT school without getting it cut. So those luscious locks have been with us since the first day of procedures. and we'll still be there the last day of integrations. So thank you, Sammy, for keeping us on track here at RMU. We really have learned a lot, both about PT and about each other. We have learned not only what dysdiadochokinesia is, how to say it, as well as how to test it on a patient. We've learned how to tell whether it's a canalithiasis or a cupulothiasis. We're pretty much experts on the ICF model at this point. Still kind of learning that 8-minute rule. I know there's some 8s, 15s, and a bunch of other numbers jumping around my head right now, but eventually we'll get it down. But if there's one thing that I will always remember from PT school, it is to never call Juan JP. That was a very eventful afternoon, Dr. B, when Juan had to set him straight. It's just Juan, not JP. From the beginning, we were told we were this cohort, or we were that cohort. But by the end, I feel that we've built a bond that is unlike any other. Merrick said it best. We may be smaller than other cohorts on campus, but we sure are mighty. We're full of talented, dedicated, and smart people who will do amazing things. We have Kinsley, for example, who has a talent for baking. She makes sweet treats for us every time it's your birthday. We also have Josie, who is so dedicated that she takes the train in from Ogden every morning. And of course, we have some pretty big personalities. None bigger than Stephen and Mitch. I don't know whose idea it was to have them sit next to each other. But once they get on their roll, there really is nothing stopping them, especially when they're imitating those online physio tutors. Although today is all about what we have accomplished in this program, it would be wrong to not think about the people that have helped get us to this point. From late nights and early mornings to the feelings of doubt and anxiety, our support systems have gotten us through. Whether it's been family or friends, classmates or professors, these people were there for us when we needed them the most. So if you're sitting here today or watching on the live stream, you were responsible for some of the success of someone receiving a white coat today. Whether you knew it or not, it's gone a long way. So to the family and friends out there, I want to say thank you for your support during this stressful time. To the faculty and staff, I want to say thank you for the guidance and understanding. You have made concepts that seemed like rocket science at the beginning become second nature to us. I'm talking to you, Dr. Purcell. That convex on concave rule sure was a doozy at the beginning. Personally, I want to thank my parents and my girlfriend for all the sacrifices that they've made, the love that they've shared, and all the support that they've given me throughout this time. I know that without this support and this guidance, I would be nowhere near where I am today. So thank you. And to my mom, it's actually your birthday today. So thank you for spending it here with us today, and I love you. I considered telling them how old you're turning, how young you're turning today, but I decided I wanted to survive long enough to receive this white coat and make it home in one piece tonight. Although we've accomplished a lot so far, we still have a long road ahead. We have about a year left of clinical, and that's not going to be easy. We have the knowledge now to treat anyone that walks our way, crutches, limps, or even uses a wheelchair. Now it is time to use that knowledge and skills to help as many people as possible. So as we receive these white coats today, I want you to think about what it means to you. In short, all it means is, hey, classes are over, time for clinical. But a little bit deeper of a meaning is that it symbolizes the excellence that you are committed to. It symbolizes the professionalism that our career holds. So as we go off to clinical, I want you to think about who you will be treating. These may be mothers or fathers who just want to get strong enough to hold their children again. These could be grandparents who just want to stay active enough to get up and down off the floor with their grandkids. Or even like an office worker who just wants to find a position that is pain-free, that they can get through the workday with. No matter who you are treating, I want you to wear this white coat every single day. No. Not physically, at least. That would be a little impractical, and you'd probably get some weird looks from some patients. I want you to wear it in the way that you are committed to being the best version of yourself. I want you to wear it in the way that you treat others around you, whether it's in the clinic or anywhere else. Lastly, I want it to be a symbol of your commitment to lifting others up when they're at their lowest. Thank you.
Thank you both for speaking to us. I am not on here as someone that gets to speak, but I'm standing at the mic, and so I'm going to say whatever I want, yeah? I am not a crier, and then I had my daughter, and you guys are the first class that I taught coming back from maternity leave. And I just feel, you can hate me. We don't have to establish that, but I feel kind of this kindred spirit with you guys a little bit. And watching you guys move through these last 2 semesters. You are so kind and compassionate and good people. I couldn't give 2 rats what your graduating GPAs are. I know that probably matters more to you. That doesn't matter to me because I've seen you all be so thoughtful. Billy was brave enough to wear a Barney costume for a couple of labs in peds. My mom still to this day talks about Ellie, Juan, and Kyle, who worked with my daughter in a lab. She's such good kids. They're going to be such good physical therapists. Michael shadowed with me before years ago, and I might have written you a letter of recommendation. Yeah, okay. A lifetime ago, it feels like. I just feel this very real connection with you guys, and I'm so incredibly proud to see you sitting here today, and that sentiment will carry forwards in a year when you inevitably come back and graduate and move forwards. And so I really hope that you guys love your clinicals, and I hope that you love this career that you've made for yourselves and every step that it takes you. Yeah? Okay, congratulations. So we're going to move forwards with the presentation of the white coats. So I'll have you guys line up and we'll go from there. Just here. And then that direction. Okay, first, Ashley Grohl. Trevor Nielsen. Connor Heward. Juan Pablo Villalpando. Daniel Robertson. Catherine Dong. Billy Bradshaw. Brianne Tortorich. Farron Wilson Mannion. Ethan Barrier. Kelly Vanderzecker. Carissa Anderson. Haley Snedden. Marin McGrath. Colby Hayes. Christopher Nicholson. Caden Kennard. Ellie Mann Tanner. Kennedy Allen. Michael Wilcox. Jeffrey Patterson. Kinsley Larson. Spencer Hawes. Nick Reed. Madison Hicks. Lisette Melendez Martinez. Jared Lopez. Mandy Thomas. Kyle Watkins. Merrick Judd. Aaron Smith. Brianna Gehring. Grace Fries. Mitch Powers. Stephen Landsberg. Sammy Williams. Maya Lisa Warner. Eliza Clark No. Josie Smoody. Brianna Di Loretto. McKenna Smith. Colton Davis. And can we get one more very loud round of applause for all of our white coat? So moving forwards, we'll now have Dr. Greg Koberstein come up and read the oath. Is it Koberstein? I got their names right. I don't need to get your name right. And then we'll have Dr. Cam Martin speak, and then Dr. Steve Wilkinson.
Day one, when I introduce myself, I say it's Koberstein, like Einstein, like Frankenstein. Koberstein. It's all good. Okay. Can I have you all stand up? And follow after me in the Doctor of Physical Therapy student oath. Today, I pledge to address the health needs of our world. and to implement changes that benefit my patients and community. I strive for excellence, compassion, empathy, and respect for the rights and needs of my patients in a safe environment conducive to growth. I will provide accurate, relevant, and evidence-based care to my patients who have given me the privilege to advocate for their well-being and do no harm. I will respect the views, knowledge, rights, and skills of my colleagues and all healthcare professionals. With great honor, I accept this white coat as a lifelong learning and service in front of my family, friends, mentors, and peers who have all supported me along this journey. Awesome. Thank you.
What a great sight to behold. And Sammy, I wish I had your locks of hair. That's all I have to say. It's nice to be known for something. I've never been known for that. It truly is a wonderful occasion to be here. I'm Dr. Cameron Martin, president of Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions. This is the program that began this institution. You are at the DNA level of this university, and what you are going to do in your profession and your career will add to that legacy. Our mission here is pretty straightforward and simple. It is to educate and advance healthcare professionals and leaders, like yourselves, for evidence-based practice to improve the human condition. Those last 5 words are very, very powerful to me, to improve the human condition. That's where we as a university put all our resources into, you and your learning experience to accomplish that mission. That means we don't have football teams, so you can cheer for any team you want. It also means we're always undefeated, so that's good. We're never depressed on a Saturday. But how we go about doing that is just as important as making that claim, and that is what we're about seeing as important. Remember 5 things. I know you can because you're RMU students. On this journey that you're going to go on to this next phase of your learning and development as a soon-to-be licensed physical therapist after graduation, after this next phase, it's important to remember these things and to remember what it is that brought you here. So the first one I would like you to remember is, 1, the why behind your cause here. In your application, you had to write a why statement. Why do I want to be a physical therapist? Do you remember that? Is that still fresh in your mind? I hope it is. I hope it should always be, to remember that why. But you also understand that as I look at the demographics, you have come from all across the United States. You've created this cohort of significance and of obviously energy and power from everywhere. And that's a beautiful thing. It really is, because of who you are and who and how you commingle and work together with your fellow cohorts members, and then also now who you're going on your clinical rotations and work and rub shoulders with. You're to be you, not them, to be you, to remember your why and what's driving you to this profession, which is a noble one. So remember your why. Remember why it is that you chose to be here and what you bring to the table. The second thing I'd like you to do is remember what it's like to be a patient. Typically, most of the physical therapist students have all been patients of physical therapists. That's kind of what spawned and encouraged them on in this profession. Remember what it's like to be a patient. And in so doing, if you remember to love and lift, you're going to be present with your patient. They're going to know that you care about them because you're there. You're seeing them, you're meeting them, and you're listening to them. Remember what it's like to be a patient. And it may be the 20th patient of the day for you, and you're going to get tired, but it's their first time with you, so make it count. The third item I want you to remember is to trust your training. You have amazing faculty who have trained you well. And I'm going to hit pause right now, and I want you to stand up, and I want you to thank them. I want them to hear it and feel it. Will you do that right now? Come on. Let them hear it. Thank you, faculty. There's also another person, stay standing, Rachel, and all those who administratively support the whole program. Stand up. Take a bow, Rachel. Take a bow, Rachel. Take a bow. Thank you. You can be seated. Trust your training. They've grilled you, they've pushed you, and that's a good thing. That gives you confidence. And even when you hit something that you don't know and aren't familiar with, they've also taught you how to reassess, how to evaluate, how to then call a friend and figure it out, a cohort member or a faculty member or those you're precepting with. Don't be scared of what you don't know. Embrace it. Learn and fill that gap. But trust what you do know. In essence, be humble. Know what you bring and know what you need. Be humble in your journey. The fourth thing I want you to remember is to be thankful and to thank those around you, to thank your patients. In fact, just to make sure this is an interactive experience, you're going to stand again, turn and face mom, dad, loved ones, girlfriends, boyfriends, and thank them. Let them hear, come on, let them hear it and feel it. Say thank you. Louder, louder. All right, thank you. Remember those who have helped you along the way, including your patients. You know, your patients have choices. They have choices. Were you ever thanked as a patient for coming in and thanking and being appreciated for seeking the help of your clinician that you were seeing? Be a difference maker by being appreciative and showing gratitude. So be grateful and say thank you. And the fifth item, the last item of what I would like you to remember is that if you look at your emblem here on your jacket, you see the shield. That is your hand. That is those 5 principles. That is your hand. And that fifth one is that you are an ambassador of this institution. You represent not only the brand of RMU, but the skills, the knowledge base of the faculty and staff who've put everything into your learning experience. So honor that by being professional in your treatments of others and working with others. If you'll remember that that's your hand, and every time you look at it and you wonder, why am I here? I'm here because of my why. I'm here because I want to be with the patient and be present with them. I want them to know that I have training, I can trust it, and if I need to know other answers, I know where to get them. And that I also know how to be grateful and appreciative of those around me and those that I get the opportunity to serve. And all of that constitute you as being a brand ambassador of RMU. Folks, congratulations. This is a moment of an inflection point to celebrate all the mental kidney stones you've passed along the way to this point in the journey. And now for the opportunity for you to spring forward, try things, and be present and just make an impact by improving the human condition of those you serve. Thank you and good luck.
I played pickleball for the first time. I didn't do very well. And I don't like to lose, but I lost to a really great team, and it was these guys. If you're ever going to lose to anybody, lose to Chris and Mitch. you had a chance to listen to Chris and see what a really decent guy he is. And Mitch, equally. I love how Mitch, every time I see him, gives me a fist bump. Every time. Thank you. Where's Sammy? Sammy, so I had Dr. Santillo on my team, who is this tremendous pickleball player. He carried me the whole time, but I let him down. But anyways, Sammy's was the most frightening serve I faced. I don't know. Maybe it's the hair. I don't know. Who talked about hair? Was that somebody up here when we were getting our white coats on said, "Oh, the hair." I'm like, I only could wish have those problems. Well, anyway, as luck would have it, this week I had the good fortune to volunteer at the CRC. And for those of you that don't know, the CRC is a community rehab clinic, and it's a clinic that serves those people that don't have the funds to pay for health care. And so it's a great part of Rocky Mountain. And a few years ago, we, in addition to the clinic that runs kind of throughout the day, we created a student-run clinic, and where the students do it all, from scheduling to cleaning to treating the patients. And it's an amazing thing. Well, I was there just Tuesday, and it was run almost exclusively by the 23s. And I do this for a living. I see students walk in the door that they know a little bit about physical therapy because they've been patients, they've shadowed, but they don't know how to be physical therapists. And on Tuesday, I saw almost physical therapists. It's so fun. It's so fun to see how you've grown and your skill set has just skyrocketed. So we're in there talking. So we have this little office space where we're just all crammed in there. So there happen to be conversations about numbers, and not so much about numbers, but the conversations kind of led around. So Maddie told me about the number of assignments that were due this week. What was it, 27? 27. Where are you a little ahead and who's not? Some things, the assignment part, I have some bad news for you. We'll go with the 4, sounds better than 16. I have another assignment for you. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I want you to do something for me. This is an assignment that was given to me when I was sitting in your seat almost 30 years ago. And it's if you don't do it, it's not mandatory. So you don't have to worry. Graduation isn't held up if you don't do it. So it won't change that, but it will change your life. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to get something like this. Doesn't have to be, it can be colored, it can be whatever. And you're going to put on the top of it, happy file. Or, going along with President, his speech, the Y file, okay? Or you can call it Walter, I don't care. Put a name on it. And even though maybe the hardest part of school is over, you're still going to have some hard times. Sorry to tell you that, but it's part of life. But you're going to, in the next 10 months, you're going to have patients give you thank you notes and thoughts about what a great job you did. And I want you to take the thank you note, read it, relish it, and then put it in your happy file. And then carry it around with you in your backpacks. Every time you get one, you throw it in. Because there's going to come a day when 27 comes up again. And you're going to, your supervisor's going to be complaining about your documentation and your patients aren't progressing and you stubbed your toe and you got some lunch on your white coat and you're just going to be wondering, what am I doing here? Because nothing seemingly is going right. And you'll be able to open up Walter and see the why of what you're doing. You'll be reminded, in their own words, how you stepped up to help them. And that's what it's all about. So that's your assignment. You can take it or leave it, but I would hope that you would take it. I'd be remiss if I didn't, on behalf of the faculty, tell you that even though you're going all away from us, we're still here. And I hope you would reach out to us and know that we still have the open door policy. It might be through phones or emails. But we're very proud of you. And what I saw on Tuesday is just a smidgen of what we're going to see in 10 months when you come back and show us even more growth. It's amazing to me every single time it happens. I'm just blown away. So congratulations to all of you. I've been told that we're going to have some snacks here. I hope the weather kind of holds, and please be safe as you're driving back to wherever you're going to go. But before we break up, we want to get a picture of you guys, so come on up, and again, congratulations.